What's going on, everybody? It's the Bull Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to bring you some updates in relation to the Goran Dragic signing and why he actually chose the Chicago Bulls over other teams, more specifically the Dallas Mavericks. Now, at the end of the day, Goran Dragic, we signed him a couple of weeks ago. I'm not sure of the exact timeline in which we signed Goran Dragic. Yeah, it's all been a blur since free agency started, but nevertheless, he has opened up to Slovenian media, ladies and gentlemen, discussing why he chose the Chicago Bulls over Dallas Mavericks, and I guess other teams in there as well that could have potentially been looking for Goran Dragic as a potential backup option on their bench. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. 10 notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about what I guess Goran Dragic playing a certain amount of minutes would mean to us. Obviously, we'll get into that a little bit later, but overall, your thoughts and opinions on whether or not you believe Goran Dragic still has it in him at the top level in the NBA. Now, I'm not expecting the Goran Dragic that started for the Phoenix Suns and had incredible seasons with the Miami Heat. I'm not expecting that Goran Dragic because at the end of the day, the guy is 36 years old. He still has, in my opinion, a good year left in him. That's my personal opinion, but I'm just not sure overall if this is a good thing or a bad thing for the Chicago Bulls to actually guarantee the minutes that they actually did to Goran Dragic, which is the big reason as to why he chose to come to the Chicago Bulls over the Dallas Mavericks. One thing the Dallas Mavericks simply could not offer him was guaranteed playing time, and that's what Goran Dragic wanted more than anything. I don't see Goran Dragic wanting to, I guess, push his way into the starting lineup of this team, nor do I really see him, I guess, making a fuss of him coming off the bench. I think he wants a bench role, and I think at this point in his career, I think he understands he's not going to be the main vocal point of any team, and he's still going to be a good player. He still can do good things, but he's not going to be a vocal point for the Chicago Bulls. So I think a bench role is really all he wanted, but he also wanted to play within that bench role, and apparently the Dallas Mavericks were not willing to offer him guaranteed playing time, and the Chicago Bulls were. And at the end of the day, I don't understand why the Dallas Mavericks would not guarantee Goran Dragic playing time. At the end of the day, they're kind of lacking in the point guard position from what I'm aware, and maybe they can improve that position down the line. Maybe they won't. Maybe they'll just stick with the roster that they have and go again. But I really felt like Dallas Mavericks and Goran Dragic was a really good match, and I think that it's a bit weird as to why I guess Dallas wouldn't recommend or give him playing time. Why would even the Dallas Mavericks want Goran Dragic if they couldn't give him playing time? That's another thing as well. But nevertheless, he wanted game time. The Chicago Bulls were willing to guarantee him game time, and the Dallas Mavericks were not. That was the biggest point. That was the biggest reason as to why he chose the Chicago Bulls over the Dallas Mavericks. So that is obviously something you got to take into consideration when looking at next season. I think this clears up a lot of things. Many people said, we have so many guards could potentially get traded. Maybe Goran Dragic doesn't play. I think this completely confirms that the main team that we're going to be seeing, Goran Dragic will be a bench player and he will play for the Chicago Bulls team. And that's all he really wanted out of the situation he was put under. So good that that's cleared up. Something else that was said, and which Casey Johnson actually retweeted this as well, so it makes me believe this could potentially be true, is that Goran Dragic was guaranteed 20 to 25 minutes off of this bench to back up Lonzo Ball at the point guard position. This is a bit worrying in my opinion. Now, look, at the end of the day, we have a lot of guards on this team, and a lot of guards are going to have to find ways to make it into this team, whether they're on-ball guards or off-ball guards and everything of that nature. I can completely understand why Goran Dragic would pick here, because he got guaranteed minutes. But what concerns me is that I feel like this will take minutes away from somebody else on this team, and I'm mainly talking about Ayo Dosunmu here. Again, someone that really had a strong position in that point guard position for 40 odd games of this Chicago Bulls season, and I thought he did a very good job. And I am a bit worried that we're going to see a little bit less of Ayo this season and more of Goran Dragic, which does kind of hinder development. And he had a fantastic season last year, and I really feel like this year could be another step up in the right direction. Ultimately, we won't know. Maybe the Bulls see him more as an off-ball guard, and he's going to be solely used as an off-ball guard. Maybe, again, the versatility. I think Goran Dragic is someone that can do very well as an off-ball guard also. I think he's very diverse in that way. But that does give me a little bit more worry in terms of 20 to 25 minutes is a lot of minutes coming off of the bench. That's more than half the game if he gets 25 minutes per game. So I am a bit concerned about what this means for guys like Ayo Dosunmu Sumu, because I know Alex Caruso will play. I'm just worried about Ayo in this instance. And even Kobe White, if he remains here, I'm worried about the game time that these two players will end up getting. I feel like we went for the experience, and the experience will help us. I feel like the Bulls also pride themselves on development, and they're taking a lot of risk in development. And if they end up making decisions to sabotage that development, then it does bring up questions and risks that maybe in the future won't really be worth it, in my opinion. So we've got to be very careful in that instance as well. But I'm very intrigued to see how this got cleared up, because at the end of the day, so many people were questioning the Goran Dragic signing from the very beginning, and it looks like the Bulls really had the priority on Goran Dragic on their table. They wanted to get Goran Dragic here, and they're willing to give him game time to do it. We'll wait and see if Goran Dragic has it left in him. At the end of the day, he had a really good playoff series in the last series in which they got eliminated with the Brooklyn Nets when they versed the Boston Celtics. He played very well for that team, but ultimately in the regular season, he was not very good. And again, a lot of circumstances kind of went into that. Toronto saying some bad stuff about Toronto not playing him for a very long time, then traded to Brooklyn, has to get used to it halfway through the season. There are a lot of circumstances in which Goran Dragic you could give excuses for and reasonings behind his poor performance. But coming into next season, I think there's a lot of points to prove, but I also feel like at the same time, this could very much be Goran Dragic's, I guess, final stages in the NBA. And if he doesn't really step up to the plate like we would like him to, then again, I think it's not going to be worth sacrificing Ayo's minutes to do that. So we'll wait and see. I'm not going to be, I guess, too picky at this point. Beggars can't be choosers. I will remain optimistic, and I'm very, very excited to see what this team can do, fully healthy and ready to go from next season, and hopefully we can have that health on our side. Veterans, in my opinion, especially on the veteran minimum, is something I'm not going to complain about. But I hope, all I can really say is I hope with the 20 to 25 minutes off the bench, he earns those minutes. I like that the Bulls guaranteed him minutes, but at the end of the day, if he's not delivering, I hope those minutes, I guess, are taken away from him. If he's having a poor stretch of games, I hope we go with the younger guys that still has development in them as well. They have a lot to learn. So we'll wait and see. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. Take care.